Hi, what's up? We're in the next part, and I was saying in the previous part before we ended that God has been seeing that even though He gives me encouragement. The other day, yesterday actually, He told me the day before, He told me that I'm gonna meet my husband. He's tall and handsome. I got excited for all of 5 seconds. These podcasts have a way of dampening your mood and your spirit when you are, in high spirits. Anyway, whatever. Went back to a slump. Got a sore throat. I rarely get sick, and when I do, I literally get hypochondriac. I want it to be worse because I want to die. Like, people have made me want to die. But like Elijah, I keep on getting told, get up and eat, for your journey is still too great. I don't deal with pains in my bodies by going to see a doctor. I sometimes hope it's worse than than just a cramp in the stomach that I just need to fart out. Like, I always want to die. And pain, uncomfortable headaches, I hope it's a brain tumor. Like, I'm in pain. I'm in shambles, and I am at the precipice of death, and people have put me there. And in the absence of God constantly using my spiritual gift to snatch me out from that mindset, I would likely have by now been dead. So those of you who don't believe in the gift of the Holy Spirit, understand that they have saved my life. Today I am excited about a promise that God has shown me or told me using a word of knowledge, a spiritual gift. He told me I'm about to earn a salary, so I'm going to likely be given juice or energy or desire to live at least for another month before I start to feel like Suga West, the salary is not coming in. It's gonna take 5-10 months, and even then, if it gets to a point where a month has progressed and this apparent salary source has yet to be identified by me, I'm going to be given something else to keep me going. It's not that God is dangling carrots in front of my face and never giving them. He's not a tease. He is a comforter, and the way in which He comforts is beneficial. Blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. I'm mourning the loss of my life, and God has comforted me that I'm going to be okay. He has told me that all the things you've lost, the car they took, there's more where they came from. The furniture they took, the shoes, there's more where they came from. I am the provider. I am the creator. I am Jehovah Jireh. It is I that you must look at. And you are languishing. You're in a lot of pain. And on top of that, your country is exacerbating the situation by keeping electricity off. But I'm the one that sees everything peripherally from the beginning to the end. What I'm doing with this journey, with the story of yours, I'm restoring you. But in the run up to you finding restoration, I'm going to keep telling you I'm restoring you. I'm giving you a husband. I'm giving you a salary. I'm giving you independence. And guys, if you think about it, ever since my mom cut me off, she used to give me 500 rands a month and one day decided to stop. I've never been without money. I've never been without money. First, it was that dude that was my fiance that used to provide for me. And now I've been enabled by somebody else, right? We broke up with that dude because he was into Satan. He didn't like God. He was acting like he was a Christian, but he wasn't saved. He was into voodoo. So he had to go. But then somebody else helped me along. And the way in which the other human being has helped me along is going to keep me going for at least another 2-3 months. At least. I know how to spread a very low, a certain amount of money and take it far. I've got tampons, I've got moringa powder, I've got ginger, I've got hair product, at least 4, types of establishment thing. So that is what under heaven it is that is going on. I'm gonna be able to take my cat to the vet. I've been wanting to get that done. I've been wanting to take my cat to the grooming parlor. Like, there's so many things. Been wanting to buy my cat one of those carry cases for traveling around in a car. I've been wanting to, so many things, guys. I've been wanting to get my animal vaccinated. There's just so many things I've wanted to do, not just for my cat, but for me, that I haven't been able to do, and I'm going to do them. And I'm also going to finally be able to have somebody else do my hair instead of me, because I'm not that good at it. So I'm always in one little hairstyle, so I can get somebody else. But right now, the prospect of paying somebody else to do my hair is like, whoa, I need that money. I need that 700 bucks, that 1,000 rands. I need that 400-500 rands to do braids. Like, I'll do it myself, and then I find myself just languishing, sitting in a chair for hours on end, and I can't stand it. And even then, I don't do such a good job. So I'll be able to finally pay like some chick to do my hair for me, and it'll stay on my head for a month too. Then I'll go back again at the end of the month. I'm finally going to get some kind of a semblance of a normal life. And the Lord has shown me that that's going to come because I'm about to get a salary. Don't know how. I don't know how, but I trust Him. My speculations are that it might be my blog, but that's all that it is, a speculation. He just told me I'm going to get a salary, and I don't know how. Maybe he's going to give me a pioneering idea to do something that's going to suddenly start paying me. Maybe he's going to give me a job interview. LOL, that's funny. I'm not going back to corporate South Africa. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm too taboo, and they like to surveil people on social media, and I'm a taboo figure on social media. So if I were to go back into the workforce, it would have to be through something that is also unorthodox and controversial, like some other space. Like, I don't know, I could say be writing articles for a church. I don't know, but it can't be a secular mainstream corporate space. It's not fit for people like me anymore, and I already spoke about that at length. So I don't know what is going to earn me a salary, but according to God, that's about to happen. So please, I implore you, those of you who are cessationist in believing the gifts of the Holy Spirit have ceased, understand that if that was true, much of the persecuted church would just die by hanging. They would kill themselves. They would capitulate. They would give in. They would throw in the towel. There would be so much giving up if there was no supernatural communication coming through to us who are isolated, ostracized, abandoned, imprisoned, and living in great solitude in the world. The gifts of the Holy Spirit keep the persecuted church alive, guys. Y'all need to get that. They keep us alive, but they are also maligned and misused by the non-persecuted church. They make for a circus in portions of the world that is not persecuting. So that's why there's so much of a circus in South Africa. It's not supposed to be persecuting Christians, but I'm persecuted. That's why there's such a circus in the US with the charismatic gifts. The countries that generally don't persecute Christians make a fool out of themselves when it comes to gifts of the Holy Spirit. So therefore, men of God like Vadi Packham, like John MacArthur, end up just writing them off altogether because of the circus that's going on there. But they are a life source. They are blood like pockets. They are blood. What do you call, these squeezy bags that they put blood in? The gifts of the Holy Spirit are like bags of blood to a bleeding out persecuted church. It is the way through which the Lord largely rescues us from capitulation to suicide, capitulation to throwing in the towel, to compromising, going back to the world to survive, anything at all to live, to get through the day. These gifts keep the church alive in parts of the world that don't have the luxury to use them for financial gain, that don't have the luxury to use them for harlotry and circus acts and stunts that get pulled by those who slay people in the spirit, gyrating on the floor with kundalini spirits. Those of us who seriously need them to operate use them, or they're used in their lives in very responsible ways by a holy God. So do not write off everybody, and do not throw out the baby with the bathwater. Prophecy, words of knowledge, understanding, wisdom has rescued many a Muslim in hostile countries for Jesus. They saw him in dreams and visions. That is a gift of the Holy Spirit. You can't write them off just because your country is a clown, a circus act when it comes to the charismatic gifts. So deliverance ministers, this is the kind of stuff you have to sit down and really carefully consider when you preach about your gift and what you do in the ministry that Christ has blessed you with. You should not be just ubiquitously saying that if you're struggling to get out of darkness, if you are bereft with sorrow, if your whole family is treating you like trash, or if you just can't quite get married fast enough, even though you really have longed for marriage, you've asked God to bless you with a husband. If you are yet to have child, you are infertile, and all these things, then there must be some demon that needs to be cast out of you, or you need deliverance, or sometimes it's just Job going through his season and God is going to get him out on the other side. And it is extremely discouraging to Christians across the world that are persecuted in countries that are hostile to the gospel, who get enabled with the gifts of the Holy Spirit. So they have not written off the gifts of the Holy Spirit, meaning that they love to listen to people who operate in those gifts of the Holy Spirit, for you to then sitting across a television screen or a YouTube screen from them to tell them, you need to find a prophet, you need to find a priest, you need to find an evangelist to come and exorcise stuff out of your life, or to deliver you, or to pray for you. Otherwise you're going to be stranded indefinitely. That's the kind of stuff that makes Karabo think that she's been doing Christianity wrong, when I'm, according to Christ, blessed because I'm persecuted. So y'all need to correct your doctrine. It's that basic. Like, you're not necessarily wrong, you are just kind of mistaken in the way that you look at the gifts. You are not so extreme as to be like John MacArthur and Roddy Buckham and completely write them off, but you are not biblical in the way that you do them, and so you also incentivize men like John MacArthur to stick to their guns. They exist, they help the persecuted church, but they're not what you think they are. Sometimes people don't need to have a demon exorcised out of them, they just need to be encouraged to be still and know that he is God, to wait and to trust that in due season God is going to give them what they need, lacking in nothing. I'm waiting on God for something that he has told me I'm going to get. And guess what? I don't need to be slain in the spirit, lying on the floor with demons foaming out of my mouth first before I can get my husband, my children. I just need to finish the tenure of my persecution and then see what happens on the other side, because that's what God has said is going to happen on the other side. I will get that which is exceeding and abundant above what I asked for. And my eye will never have seen it, neither my ear having heard it, nor mind conceived it, when God finally does provide it for me. And how it is that I waited up until the day of my redemption, up until that very other side of things. I waited, I was enabled to stay strong because I kept on getting told supernaturally by God that I'm going to be okay. That's how gifts work. Just putting that out there. I hope you've been edified. In the name of Christ, I adore you. Cran K. Peace.